back. What's up, everybody? Benja Welldone coming at you live. It is a beautiful Corona day, April the 18th at 2 in the afternoon. How are you doing? So, here's the thing. With all this Corona going on, I've had a lot more hours and minutes, and I have been filling it very productively, okay? However, I've also been watching a lot more television and films, which I do not like, but I've still been doing it, okay? And here's the thing. Saw the new Terminator, saw a new Halloween, kind of hated it. It was absolutely a boxed up piece of garbage in motion, okay? It's pretty harsh to say, but not really. Here's why. They did this thing that Hollywood has been doing lately, where it's like they start a series over again, but not from the first one. They start from the second one, and every one after that, and there's been like 6 or whatever, some Terminators. They completely deleted it, say, hey, none of that didn't ever happen, and they start from that point forward after the very first one, which doesn't make any sense because all the other films were really, really good, and with this, even the last one was amazing, and even with that, the last one, you could have moved forward in a different direction, but still progress with it, right? They didn't do that, okay? Which is also very similar to something they did in the most recent Halloween, okay? In the most recent Halloween, it started from the second one, but there's been like 10 Halloweens or whatever. And they pretty much said, yoo-hoo, over here, all the other Halloweens that ever happened, yeah, don't worry about it. They're going to pick up from the second one. And in both films, they did this new thing that Hollywood is doing. Perfect example, the most recent Halloween, the girl had a son, okay? She had a whole backstory. She had a whole life. Things were going in a certain direction with her. The brand new Halloween, all of a sudden her son doesn't exist. Didn't ever happen, okay? Now she has a daughter. And every single occasion for every Halloween before that, where she has been progressively learning things and doing things and moving her life in a different direction, all those didn't happen, okay? And now, all of a sudden, these last however many years since the first Halloween happened, all of a sudden she went from being an amazing, smart, intelligent lady, but was always on the edge of running from her life, okay, to a completely different direction. All of a sudden, she doesn't have a son. All that other stuff that happened before, it didn't ever happen before. And instead of her always being on the edge, trying to get one step ahead of him, she's been spending like the last 20 or however many years training herself to be some sort of a special ops badass girl, on the chance that one day, just one day, Michael Myers, the Halloween guy, gets out of his trapped insane asylum type prison, okay, and all of a sudden she she can nunchuck and shit. She's great at like throwing knives, and she spent her whole life. None of that stuff ever happened. Oh, and guess what? Instead of a son, now she has a daughter, and not just that, a granddaughter too. How are you supposed to tell me in a similar way to the new Terminator, all that history, all that past and everything else? You're not even redoing the series. You're erasing all of everything that ever happened before. And I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. Had to use my navigation for a second. Turn off the camera. But anyway, and like I was saying, so in just like Terminator, okay, where you had a successful series with tons of different films, and they were all progressive, moving in one direction, okay, where you had the first lady ever in Terminator, okay, and then that lady had a son, and he ended up being a badass, and he was like the leader of the resistance, okay, in the future one day. And the Terminator, so it's the badass lady. She has a son who's one day going to be the future leader of the resistance against the machines and all that, and a male Terminator. So again, you have her son who's the leader of the resistance, okay, and a male Terminator, which is Arnold. They did exact formula down that they did with Halloween, where they replaced the two guys with two more girls, and all of a sudden all the guys are like dumb, unathletic as shit, okay, and all the women are like super badass. So then you have that original badass lady who, in the new Terminator, whereas before she had a son, now it's being replaced with a female lady that is going to be the leader of the resistance. Her son, as of at the end of the first one, apparently got killed, which didn't ever happen, okay? And everything else before that in between, you're just supposed to completely just disregard and not even pay attention to, not even have it explained. They just started like everyone's idiots. Yeah, like you're an idiot. It must be it, right? No. All right, don't do that. And then they replaced Arnold with a female. So you got a female Terminator. Okay. You got the female badass who had a son. She's still a badass. Okay. And they replace the future leader of the resistance movement against the machines with another female. All these ladies, and they're doing this whole Hollywood thing where they're trying to make women be such a badass, and all the guys dumb and unathletic, and they're not good for anything, and they're always running for support for the ladies and stuff. Okay, but here's the thing. Here's the reality of the situation. Women in general, okay, women can be badass all on their own without Hollywood trying to make them look better by making guys look dumber or not as strong or unathletic or whatever the case is. Perfect example, Alien. Alien is an amazing film. It had a great series of films where there was one badass lady kicking ass, taking names, and it was completely realistic. You loved it, you believed it, and everything. Another one, Homeland. It's a great show. Haven't heard of it? Check it out. It's about this badass CIA lady who uses her intellect, her shooting skills, her adaptability and everything else to kick ass and prevent national emergencies from happening and plotting. Okay, I'm good. I felt one coming on, but it didn't come. So anyway. Yeah, so here's the thing. Women can be badass all on their own. Stop changing the history of all the prior films, just like it did in Halloween, where, like I said again, they deleted all of the other history that ever happened before it, and they just started from the beginning of, or they started from basically the end of the first one, is what I'm getting at. Which is exactly what they did in Terminator, okay? Think of some original shit, okay? And make a film about it. All right, or make a new film, or progress from what's already happening, and stop making guys look like they're dumb and unathletic and only like there's this whole agenda to make women look badass. Tell you what, you want to talk with a badass lady? Find a female Marine, have a conversation. That's all you got to do. There's tons of them out there. Okay, women can be hardcore. Okay, but they don't have to be replaced with. They don't have to make themselves look even better by making all the guys around them looking so supportive and very just dumb and everything else. It's so weird, I mean, how they're doing that. Just let ladies be badass all on their own, okay? And now, the thing about the Terminator, and I'll leave you on this, another reason it made it was so dumb. If you're trying so hard to replace all the guys and have them all get beat up, they're only good for defensive blocks before they're killed by someone that the lady comes by and easily defeats, because guys, according to all these new films, are completely useless, but whatever, doesn't matter. What I'm getting at is if you're going to go in that direction, stay in that direction. Okay? Arnold, he basically made a cameo. I'm pretty sure just so they could sell it, otherwise no one would buy it. Okay, because he's badass. Okay, and again, the main female lady that was in the beginning of all the Terminators, she's badass all on her own. Instead of trying to get all of these ladies teaming up with each other to beat the bad guy, which is the male Terminator. Okay, try to follow along with what I'm saying. Arnold was in the commercial of the film, which I'm sure they had to do just to sell it, and they went so far to make women look so badass, and in the end couldn't really do that job on their own. They still needed Arnold, a guy, okay, to finish it. If you're gonna do something and make an agenda, at least stick with it. Don't let Arnold or any guy come at the end to save the day, because it makes women look useless at the end. Okay, I'm not anti lady by any means. Okay, I'm all down for it, but don't erase the films. Don't erase the history of something. Be original, okay? and let women be badass all on their own. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking for much. I'm just saying, okay? You can have a strong male character supporting a strong female. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? So, that's a little rant. Figured I'd rant a little bit on my way to pick up some food. I don't want it to get cold. I'm back in my house now, avoiding corona and all that. So I did takeout, obviously. But yeah, I just seen those films back to back, and it was absolutely ridiculous how they're doing this crap, going so hard in the paint to try to make women look badass, when women can be badass on their own. I'm sure I took a couple of you for a little curve there. You're like, yeah, I wasn't really. Yeah, that's the direction I was going. Okay, so if you deleted it before, I guess that means you suck. A little judgmental, aren't you? So anyway, Benja, well done. Checking me out. Y'all have a beautiful day. Peace. I'm out.